Hey, what's going on, everybody? Strider's back with another high ELO daily cast. This is actually my second for today because I did have a little bit of extra time, and a few people really wanted to see Chaox play, so I got another one of his games, and we're gonna see how it turns out this time. These people are all incredibly high ELO. I think everybody in this game is possibly 2300 or higher. It's going to be a good game. As you can see by all of the skins, it's 3-3. So it's a dead even game right now. Nobody has any extra bonus points. I'm a little disappointed in this Karthus and Varus, Graves, and Nidalee for not having skins. Especially the Nidalee, since Nidalee and Karthus, they've both been out forever. A little upset about that, but that's okay. We'll get over it, because good gameplay always outweighs the lack of skins. So let's see, on the blue team, we have Taric, who provides a nice little bit of armor reduction, armor buff, AP buff from his ult. Just an all-around really good support. Plus he has that nice little stun. So that's going to give a lot of protection for his lane mate Tristana. Tristana is pretty safe as well, just because she has that rocket jump, and if she gets an assist or a kill, her rocket jump is refreshed, which means she can kind of hop in, kill somebody, and then hop right back out. It's always really powerful. We also have a jungle Nautilus, who I always love to see. The epic dredgeline ganks, everything that Nautilus provides to the game in general. He's really fun to watch play, especially if they do well, and at this ELO you should definitely be able to see some great Nautilus ganks, plus initiations and escapes, everything like that. We also have a great, actually, AP Tristana. I am very excited about AP Tristana, especially against Karthus, because Karthus is incredibly weak against people with gap closers and high burst. So she can kill Karthus and then jump out of her range almost immediately. Graves is going to be the lane mate bottom with Taric. And this is still an amazing combo, because Graves just does insane damage. As you can see, his buckshot at close range is ridiculous burst. So Taric can do a long range stun, get the shatter, which reduces the armor, and then Graves can quick draw up to them and then do a buckshot. And so an in-your-face buckshot with reduced armor is a lot of damage at level 2. It's a lot of damage. It's going to be really scary. I like this early ward placement as well by the blue team and the red team. They really don't want that those early ganks. Really don't want it. Which is, of course, smart, because nobody wants to get ganked early. And the top lane is going to be Nidalee. Nidalee's always an interesting top lane because she can go either AP or AD. She has 1 AP right now, so it's hard to say what she's going to do. We're going to see most of them start out with the traps like she has, so it's nothing too unconventional. Shyvana just did the instant counter jungling on the Nautilus. Nautilus had absolutely no idea. Maybe a little bit. He might have taken some damage from it. I don't think so. It didn't look like they collided at all. But Shyvana has blue and red buff already, and going on this Tristana right away. Going to be able to slow her with the red buff, and the burnout's going to do a lot of damage. Tristana is going to be able to put on some damage, though, and prevent her from healing. So the explosive shot, the active on explosive shot, is really effective. As of right now, Renekton's going to be kind of low until he hits possibly level 3, maybe a tad bit, maybe 4 or 5. Definitely level 6, he's going to have a nice little bit of advantage as far as get in there, stun, and then get out really quickly. Just from, the slice and dice. Slice and dice is pretty underrated. It's almost like a LeBlanc W. Now Shyvana runs over the trap, but Nidalee doesn't seem to notice it, and Shyvana just kind of sits there for a little bit, and does get grabbed by the Nautilus. Nautilus does slow her, and the spear just barely misses her, and Shyvana does get ignited by the Nidalee. Might go down. Yes, does get bursted down. Not really bursted, but does get kited down by the Nidalee and the Nautilus with the slow, the trap, providing that MR reduction, and I believe armor too. Yeah, armor and magic resist 20%. It's pretty high. The traps, they don't do a lot of damage, but that armor and magic resist reduction on the ganks is pretty powerful and potent. So it's going to be interesting. And now that Nidalee has double buffs, there's no way Renekton's going to be able to safely lane for quite some time. So it'll be interesting to see how Renekton deals with that. He's probably just going to have to wait out the buffs, which is not what Renekton wants to see. And as you can... Oh, great. See, that's what I was talking about. That shatter. The stun shatter with the smoke screen and then the quick draw to buckshot does almost half of Varus' health. It's able to do an insane amount of damage, but the Taric is almost out of mana. But then again, so is Sona. Sona's had to do a lot of healing already, and she has done quite a bit of harass as well. So it's not too bad. So far, it looks like bot lane is pretty close to each other. Graves is behind in CS, though. Varus has 33 already, and as opposed to Graves' 31. So I guess that's not that big. It's not as big as I thought. I think I misread a number somewhere. So it'll be a pretty even. You're going to see Nautilus. I would assume Nautilus is going to gank bottom relatively soon. It looks like Tristana might actually come down. They don't have a ward there yet, or anymore, because theirs expired. But Sona is here. Tristana is able to get some damage. Is able to get... Yes! She is going to get that kill. And missed the extra hop. Yeah, Tristana just isn't quite the Mario we all want her to be. She's more of like Luigi. Just do the weird Luigi run in midair. And Karthus going down, picking up the Graves, because Graves was super, super low from the harass. And the Shatter isn't going to go down because he doesn't have enough mana. Sona's really close to dying, but she does have those health potions. And Taric does not. Taric is going to go down if he stays in this fight. He did see that Sona was coming up. She had a charged power cord as far as I could see. Oh no, not quite. Really close to a charged power cord. That would have definitely killed her. Great pickup by Karthus, though. Karthus wants to get those early kills as much as possible, especially it was right when he hit level 6. It was beautiful. Great map awareness from the Karthus. It's the best thing you can hope for in a Karthus. Just being able to secure those kills. Everybody loves a good old kill secure Karthus. But Karthus already has 48 creep kills. Tristana has 43, so she is able to stay in that department as far as money and kills goes, even though she went down to gank. Karthus was able to effectively farm in mid safely, as well as pick up a kill on bottom on their AD carry. So it's a great play on both sides of the team, but I think it's possible that red team might have came up a little bit on top there since First Blood is already taken by top lane by the Nidalee. And blue buff might be going on Tristana. It doesn't look like it, though. Tristana doesn't necessarily require a lot of mana since she doesn't do a lot of spammy spells. She doesn't really have the spells to spam. Her cooldowns are all pretty high, so yeah, like her 60-second cooldown. Oh god, there's action going down. So Varus coming out, he's going to charge up his Q, is able to do quite a bit of damage to the Graves, and I'm going to be interested to see if Sona hits level 6. They do exhaust and ignite, they're able to take up the Varus, and Sona was not close enough, unfortunately. The Karthus ult I don't think is going to go out because won't do quite a bit enough damage. Tristana is going to go in. Possibly, yes, she is going to go in, she's going to bust her shot, but she is exhausted, so she didn't do nearly as much damage as she wanted to. She is able to pick up the kill, though, And oh my gosh, Shyvana with the dragon form, great pickup. Able to burn the flash of Nautilus and still pick up that kill. Great play by the red team. They were able to do a 2-for-1 trade there. Perfect exhaust timing. Tristana did her buster shot right into Nautilus, so Nautilus took a lot of AoE damage from the Karthus as well as taking those tower shots after Tristana died. Great, overall just spectacular play. And there we go, Shyvana, of course, she's counter jungling, because what type of Shyvana wouldn't counter jungle? Not a real Shyvana, that's for sure. Let's take a quick look at the gold. I'm actually going to get back up to live here real quick and see if anything crazy happened. Tristana just farming away the creeps as much as possible. Great shatter coming out, and oh my gosh, that was a fantastic crescendo. Oh, and the ult from Varus. Varus had a perfect chain of corruption. There's absolutely nothing Taric could do. I don't think Taric was expecting it. It was a pretty good chain. They are going to back off. Graves is just a little bit too fast because he did rush those level 2 Berserker Greaves. And mid, Tristana was able to pick up that kill, but Karthus is going to pick up that kill on Tristana. And oh, super close. So close. I can't believe they did it. Oh, Shyvana's almost got the kill. She's going to use her burnout and possibly do a tower dive. Nautilus is going to try to just do the slow and back off. Shyvana does not want to take the chance to get sandwiched between those 2 towers and a Nautilus because of his CC. Great move. That health potion just barely saving Tristana. And that's one of the things that not a lot of people notice, that Tristana's actually not going AP, which is mildly interesting because I could have sworn that she was going to go AP. She is going AD, she just has 5 ability power for funsies. Top tower already going down for the blue team. And again, another shatter smoke screen. And Graves is almost dead. The Chain of Corruption is not going to come out because it is still on cooldown. Great news for the Graves. Nautilus is going to come in from the back. They do have Sona exhausted. She's going to use her speed buff to get out of there. Nautilus does grab and a great collateral damage coming out. And Nautilus is able to drop down the CC on his auto attacks, able to do quite a bit of damage. But they are going to have to let Varus go. He is going to try to poke with the Q, and he does get it on the way out. Whew. Great plays all around the map. Oh, crazy flash by Taric. Taric does heal himself, but he is still going to go down. Able to take out. And Graves does a quick draw through the wall, just barely making it out. And Shyvana is going to try to kill this Shyvana with the Tristana. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do it. Tristana does do a job. Shyvana does go into dragon form, and she does get the buster shot off, but the burnout is just going to be too much. And the red buff, oh, she is exhausted now too. She's going to get more auto attack damage. And it looks like, oh, great play by Shyvana being able to do that. And in the meantime, the recall from Graves was trying to go out, but Sona was able to get back and do her damages. And now this is going to be a free dragon for the red team. So great job by the red team being able to pull all this around. This started to look like they were going to lose it there for a second, but they've pulled it back. So they're up a kill and up 200 gold. They were up a dragon now as well. Taric does drop down pink ward in that tri-bush to get a little bit of map control, which is great. I'm not 100% sure it was necessary since dragon was just killed and they probably know that. But, you know, any little bit of map control does help. Now let's try to get it. Okay, so we are at live finally. And as far as gold goes, let's see who the leader is right now. Nidalee actually being number 1. She did get that first blood, and outside this, she has 108 creep kills. She's able to take out that top tower pretty easily and pretty quickly. Max range spear going out, able to stop Renekton's recall, which is quite amusing. And he tries to recall again. Nidalee's just biding her time, being able to delay Renekton's recall as much as possible, prevent him from getting items. Overall, just great plays by Nidalee all around the map. She's definitely going to be one of the huge catalysts for the blue team. and hopefully Renekton can bring it back. Actually, the highest in the game, the highest gold in the game, is going to be Shyvana. Shyvana has 4 kills now, 81 creep kills. Great job by the Shyvana. Shyvana is doing absolutely amazing, being in every place that she needs to be at any given time. At first I thought Nidalee was going to go down and try to get that Karthus, but it didn't look like it happened. She's just going to push that second top tower as much as possible again. Shyvana's going in mid. I think she's just passing through. Probably going to start going top. Nidalee's going to have to jump back. She does a blue buff, but she's going to get sandwiched here. Shyvana doesn't have red buff this time, so it's not going to be as difficult. And Nidalee runs right into Shyvana. Shyvana is still incredibly fast. Nidalee does have to use her flash, but she still gets away safely. Didn't want to risk giving up that blue buff. Blue buff is too powerful. They don't want it to go. Even though Shyvana and Renekton don't use blue buff, it still increases cooldown reduction and does everything. Oh, the dredge line just barely missed. The flash dredge line was a great try from the Nautilus, but unfortunately it did not work out the way that it was planned. Nidalee's coming through again here. Might try to get this Renekton. Renekton's going to go for the stun, go for the slice and dice, and he might ult just to get the AoE, but I don't think he's going to be able to. She could just keep running, and that's what's going to happen. She barely misses the spear. And they do see that Nautilus was up there, and they do know that there is a ward here as well. Blue team knows that red team has a ward in river, and so they just kind of want to scare them off, possibly get this tower, put a little bit of harass on them. Although it will be healed up by Sona. They did see that Sona's spell affected Shyvana, because you can see anytime she uses a spell, that little link will go to any nearby champions, and it did go to Shyvana. They didn't have map vision on Shyvana, but they had map vision on Sona, and they saw that that cord hit somebody in the back that they could not see. So they did effectively back off, but now there's 3 champions bottom. Shyvana is quite fed, does put down that ward in the back, and they do see it, and they might use it for bait. It's very possible. The stun goes down. Exhaust on the Taric. Exhaust also going down on the Shyvana. Karthus ult, and the... Oh, okay, so Taric does go down. Unfortunately, the Crescendo does a lot of work in that. Just able to catch out that Taric. And now, it's very possible that... Oh, Karthus just barely got away. But the ult is going to... Yeah, unfortunate for Tristana. She did go down for that and gave out a few assists. She was able to take down the Karthus, though. And keeping the Karthus unfed as much as possible is good. Nautilus does pick up that Sona kill, though, with the red buff and the help of all of his CC abilities. Red team finally takes down that bottom tower. They have a lot of control over this map right now. The kill count is still relatively even. They're doing very intelligent trades, but they're starting to come back in this game. It was looking like they were going to lose it, but Shyvana is just taking up way too much control right now. So they will have to shut down the Shyvana, or things might get out of hand, because we all know how things happen to get out of hand with the Shyvana. And I think this is great by Taric. He's doing a little bit of jungling. He does have an Oracle now, which is really good. Trying to scope out his jungle, because after you take the bottom tower, it's pretty common for that team, especially once there's a bunch of them over here, to throw down some wards in the jungle just to gain a little bit more of the jungle control. It was perfect timing for Taric to buy an Oracle, but unfortunately for him, they didn't actually place down any wards into the jungle. So it is a tad bit unfortunate, since wasn't able to use it yet. So hopefully we'll be able to use it later on. Never like to see Oracles go to waste, plus it provides a massive gold deficit. Has to being 400 gold, but still 400 gold. And if they don't make use of it. And red team is getting another dragon down. There's absolutely nothing blue team is going to do about it, but they might end up tower diving this Karthus and taking the tower. Red team is about to go in there. They do see that the red team is coming up, though. Dredgeline coming out from Sona. She gets the crescendo up, and Varus is going to do his chains. Yes, it does land onto 3 other people, minus the first one. And the Karthus just absolutely destroying everybody. Karthus is not dying, not going down, and Nautilus might go down, but he is shielded. Oh my gosh. I can't believe Nidalee was the only one that died in that fight, and the ult coming down from Karthus was not able to pick it up by Chaox. Was able to dive with Shyvana and get the kill, and Varus getting the ignite and the slow on Tristana. The auto attack. Oh my gosh. Auto attacks. Karthus tanking too many tower shots. Does go down, and so does the Varus. Great exhaust by the Karthus, even though the kill goes to the graves, which is even better. And the tower kill almost kills him. Almost. Taric really wants to get a kill here, but he's so low. He's baiting out the damage as much as possible. Nidalee is running for her life. She's gonna try to get this double kill here. They do have the speed buff from Sona, but I don't think it's going to be fast enough. She does flash for it and does get ignited, and then she immediately goes on to Renekton. Renekton is going to ghost out of there. Does land on a trap. Spear does hit him, and the auto attack. Oh my gosh, it was perfect play by Nidalee. Nidalee pounced, flashed. Oh my gosh, pounce, flash, ignite, and then just immediately turn on. She was like, okay, he's dead. There's no way, not coming back. And now she just starts immediately on the Baron. This Nidalee is just doing absolute work this game. Great job by Nidalee. And I don't know if they know if they're doing Baron. Red team does not have any ward coverage. Taric does blow his ult to provide everybody with attack damage and ability power. And so that's really going to help. And it's going to be crazy. Shyvana is there to get stunned. Varus does throw in some spells, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Shyvana does smite steal it away, and Taric is going to go down. Shyvana is almost dead now. Shyvana does go down for... Or no, sorry. Varus goes down for it. I apologize. Trist gets away just barely. She's slowed. She's going to try to get away. The burnout from Shyvana might catch up to him. Karthus might be able to throw a wall. No, she throws down a button instead and is able to pick up the kill with Shyvana. Great play by the red team. Red team was able to steal that Baron just in the nick of time. Great plays. It was a spectacular job with Shyvana getting the red buff before that fight. So she knew she had a little bit of time, since it's really early in the game. It's only 22 minutes, so they don't have a ton of time to take Baron because they have a lot of time because they don't do enough damage. They're only level like 11s and 12s, and so they're not level 16s. They don't have max ranks of all their abilities. It's not really going to happen as well as they planned. Crescendo coming out, and so does the Wall of Pain. Nautilus is getting absolutely torn up here, and it looks like he will go down from the Shyvana. And Shyvana, again, just showing how powerful she can be once she gets into the fed zone. It's just a spectacular game. It was looking like red was going to win, and then all of a sudden it shifted completely to the blue team, and then it went to the red team, and then red team made a mistake. Blue capitalized on it, but unfortunately for them, they got outsmited by the red team, and with that, they were able to turn the game back around into their favor. This whole game has just been a back and forth, and you can't ask for much more than that. Tristana is going to be in a very dangerous area right now. Shyvana back here, and Renekton there as well. Two extremely tanky people. Was able to get the stun out. Buster shot coming down, able to hit him. Karthus is also going to go for the kill, and he does secure that kill. Nautilus initiating on the Varus. Varus goes down immediately. Oh my gosh, Nidalee is going down so fast, and so is the Nautilus and the Taric. Nautilus is going to snare them, try to get them on the tower as much as possible. Slice and Dice coming down immediately from the Renekton as he was tanking the tower. And blue team pinged 4 Graves, so he does see this Karthus. Karthus also sees him. Wall of Pain coming out. It does take quite a bit of damage, but he is going to be able to get away from this. And now with Karthus stealing the blue buff, since their team doesn't necessarily need blue buff, or they don't have many champions that require blue buff, it's great on Nidalee, don't get me wrong, and it's great on a lot of these champions, but they don't have a traditional AP champion to really utilize it. Although if they can stall this game out a little bit, Tristana, with her being in a solo lane and her being able to pick up as many kills as she has, with all the items that she already has the Bloodthirster and Zeal and Berserker Graves at 24 minutes on the quote-unquote losing team. If they can stall this out a little bit more, her and Graves are going to be able to absolutely rip apart, like rip through these people. So I'm really excited to see how this ends up playing out, as they do have 2 AD carries, and yeah, and with 2 AD carries and Shatter on somebody's team, they're going to reduce the armor of whatever target gets shattered. Nautilus coming in. Shyvana is just so tanky at this moment. She has 214 armor against the double AD. The crescendo coming out. The buster shot trying to knock them away, but it's not going to save them. And they do take 4 for 0 on that. And I believe that is going to be really close to a surrender vote. They are 11k gold behind. And it's very difficult to come back from that type of deficit. It does happen, not saying it doesn't happen, but it seems like they're getting absolutely destroyed at this moment in time, which it's always nice to see. And they are going for the win. They're going for the win. This is what I like to see. They don't want to take any chances. They do have 8 seconds until it shows up, but they're doing so much damage. And the ult coming out from everybody, and Shyvana is going to be able to do a little bit of damage. And they are going to try to tower dive, and Karthus ult coming down just to try to keep him at bay. And the red team does win. Congratulations to the red team, and good game to the blue team. Victory. All in all, that was an amazing game. Like, the back and forth was insane. I was going crazy over here.